Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be. Um, all right, so uh, it's been another week, and so there's another Star Citizen live out, but I never finished the last one. So here we go, part two of the sound design. Hopefully, I don't fall asleep during this. Again, my apologies for already yawning as I'm old or getting old and it's getting later, so my body's like, ugh. But anyways, so let's finish this part up, and then we'll do the new um, uh, Star Citizen live Q and A.
Say like in a project.
And I just realized my headset wasn't in. Sorry about that, but here we go.
That's been in progress for this long. There's a lot of value in having people that's been on the project for a really long time because they just know the project inside out.
They know where the bodies are buried.
Sorry,
They know where the bodies are buried.
I haven't discovered yet. But there's also a big value in bringing new people in, like me, Josh, Nathan Gibson, Ilias Malkov are other vehicle audio designers.
And Jack is Jack as well.
Yeah, and when we came in, we obviously come in with fresh ideas. There's already systems that were created in the past by previous great sound designers. Some of them were my friends. So there's systems that pre-existed, but over time, like you said, things evolve, change, plans get scrapped. Something.
New ideas.
Sorry.
New ideas.
Yeah, totally. So new things come in, and we come in. We have our own ideas. We want to make sure things are working, but we also want to improve things. And like with these pass-bys and vibration systems, we have a lot of ideas, but it's always a balancing act.
Yeah, I think with the scope of the game as well, it can be quite easy to kind of chase after all these different ideas that kind of pop up and that people want. But we're trying to, as you said, tackle things one at a time. Like we've improved the thruster system, we've introduced vibration.
Specifically, so we can start delivering after
Well, we've
all the
started.
time talking about.
We've started boosting up the vibration system over the last couple of ships, and we're increasing that. We're recording new assets for that, new sounds that we can put into the vibration system, because a very expensive ship is going to rattle and vibrate completely differently to something that is stuck together with rivets. And we're doing that. That's being done.
Didn't explosion sounds come back recently?
They did.
It was just like the last patch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So explosions were broken for a while. And what was that? Was that just a bug fix, or that needs some kind of rework? What happened there?
That was something that I looked into just before Christmas because it was affecting VFX as well, and it ended up getting fixed upstream. I think it was to do with the change in how we handle the death of the ship. At a certain point, it was just like, this is beyond me, but then they
Honestly,
did something
it
and
feels kind of like a slog getting through this, but I'm looking forward to the next one because it's
We got a
technical
couple
stuff.
questions here that seem a little off color. We're going to do it since you picked
Off
them.
color.
Put them in there. Having trouble seeing. Which audio team member makes the most verbal sound effect impressions while they work?
He's sitting right with us.
I do.
Most definitely.
It's not Phil?
Phil does make a lot.
Phil does as well, yeah.
He's the second most, for sure.
Phil's the second worst.
Yeah.
Wow, you came in and unseated Phil right away. Sorry, why is that?
It's a shorthand for providing a sonic reference point. So don't get me to make the sound
Oh, please.
of
A leaf blower?
a leaf blower or anything. I might any number of noises I might do. I might come back to some of the stuff I've done on films. Predators, aliens, and that kind of stuff, and use the voice is a great sound tool. And it, no doubt, it's in some of the ships. Perhaps it is, and it's a great indicator of showing the power and showing kind of what you want from a sound, as well as reference points as well.
Okay.
Like,
All right, everything's good.
you can get a lot out of your mouth, and it's, you know, to give that kind of, you know, that kind of experience, that sonic experience. Shut up.
Simon,
I was laughing at Jared.
Hello.
Jared started that.
Hello, I'm
I've been
Simon.
so well
You can
behaved.
get a lot out of your mouth.
I haven't wobbled, haven't sworn.
Speaking of leaf blowers, Josh. No. What's the... Okay, I'm just going to read this one. What's the last sound effect someone in the team created that constituted calling everybody over and saying, hey, listen to this?
can you guess?
It was the leaf blower.
Yeah, it was a recording of a leaf blower that I turned into, I think I described it as disgusting. Just through pitch shifting it, adding layers of distortion, saturation, and I was like, this sounds like a really gnarly engine, and made everyone individually come and listen to it. And then didn't end up using it on the ship.
I was going to say, are you ready to you confirm that there's a ship out there that sounds like a leaf blower just pitch shifted?
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't use it?
No, did use Simon's voice in a ship though.
Use Simon's
Lots of
voice
trips.
in a ship.
Yeah. Simon came in one day and said, I'm going to make you some spaceship sounds with my mouth.
As one does.
I had a spare minute.
Yeah, so he came in, 2 minutes. I didn't have high expectations, but I was pleasantly surprised, and it made it into the Salvation, actually.
But I mean, thank you. But talk about the stuff we do with the Foley recordings, you know, to create the kind of the alien ship and all of the organic sounds that we created.
Stinger.
Yeah, from the Stinger.
The bowl of stuff. The bowl of goop and
Yeah.
You had to make a sound for a
shaving
bowl of
foam.
goop?
Yeah, well, we went to like toy stores and bought like, you know, putty and shaving foam and vegetables and all sorts, and threw it into a bowl, and mashed it up,
And then what'd you
recorded
do for
it.
work?
And then, sorry?
And then what'd you do for work?
We actually made working more unpleasant because the room did have a
Yeah.
unpleasant odour afterwards.
No, we used a lot of it
Just
on the
game
Stinger,
day.
though.
But we wanted it to sound organic. We wanted it to actually sound like it had some kind of skeletal exoskeleton, and we wanted, rather than just using metal sounds or from other recording sources, we just wanted to give it this kind of visceral feeling of like an animal. So, you know, that comes across. And I mean, there are other things, you know, some of the comments we got were for the wolf. Was the wolf? Someone commenting about the seat sound?
The chair.
Yeah.
So
What was that?
How was that done, Josh?
We did a bespoke Foley pass on the Wolf because you wanted to make it feel like a luxurious experience.
Yeah.
And every time you just like, it needs to sound like fine leather when you sit down. And we didn't end up using fine leather for the recording, but we did use my rubber green backpack, which just had the right texture to it.
Yeah, and it got a comment. So, you know, very simple sound source like Josh's bag became part of the Foley experience of sitting in the chair. So, you know, the smallest of insignificant sounds can give you a fantastic experience, and it's not just necessarily the moving parts, the guns, the thrusters. You know, if something like that raises the kind of enjoyment of the game, then, you know, we're up for doing that, and, you know, because we want to, and, you know, we're elevating the richness of the sonic experience.
I was surprised people commented about it actually because it is quite a subtle element to it, but it does add to the feeling of the ship.
It does.
Especially when it's your introduction to the ship when you sit down.
Yeah.
So when there's a bug for a ship sound, like the infinite quantum spooling stuff that's going on right now, is that a designer who fixes that, or is that that's probably someone on code, right?
Yeah, that would be an audio programming issue. The spooling bug is something that's being looked into, and it is forwarded onto our audio programmers. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, the audio programmers are like gold dust, and they have a mountainous backlog to get through. We have recently fixed the bug with salvaging, which
You have to be more specific than that.
so there is a bug.
Like which one?
Most of salvaging didn't work. It does now and will be in a subsequent release. But there was also a bug with the fracturing loop just playing endlessly. And that was due to an issue with the code and how the stop event is triggered.
Right.
without going into too much detail. But essentially, it wasn't stopping, which is always the risk with loops, because if the stop trigger doesn't work, it's going to stay there forever.
There's a fair amount of questions in the chat about audio bugs, this audio bug and whatnot, it's design. You know, bugs are for programmers and engineers. You guys are designers and stuff like that, so it's not really your area. I'm happy you were able to speak to it to some extent, but there's a question I get that doesn't usually get asked anywhere else, but I always. How frustrating is it to you? You do this work, you create this amazing soundscape or something, and then a bug ruins it. A bug it makes this gorgeous sound that would be gorgeous if you could only had to hear it for 3 or 4 seconds, and makes it continuously repeat over and over again to the point now that people begin to hate this sound that you spent so much time, you know, carefully designing. How frustrating is that for you? And
It's hugely frustrating because we put a lot of care into what we want to provide, and that we're getting shout-outs for bugs because it ruins the experience for the player, and that's like puncturing a balloon. It's very disheartening, but we need to find a way of fixing it and getting it back on course. And there are a lot of bugs, and we're fixing them as quickly as we can. But I mean, the disappointment is. I don't know. I mean, how can you express the disappointment when you built something and then it slips out from working and not working? It's not deliberate.
I think there's a lot of old bugs that once we introduce our new systems, like the new flight system that we got a couple of months ago, that eliminates a lot of those issues. Not all of them, but it eliminates them. So we just need to, I guess, focus on improving our systems there. So to future-proof us. I mean, there's always going to be bugs, though. I mean, I worked in QA, I know.
I was gonna say,
how many did you come through a day? How many did you fix? I mean, there's a phenomenal amount going through QA, and there's a phenomenal amount that get fixed. But, you know, obviously the ones that fall through the net or are repeat offenders, the players, you know, we've got plenty of questions about, you know, any number of things which are ruining the game flow. And, of course, we're going to fix those things. It's just when. I can't promise when, and it would be false of me to give a date or to say something. Yeah, we're looking. Because pretty hollow words saying we're looking at it. But I mean, I'm sure that's been said a lot. But
we're saying it now.
Of course, we're looking at it because it's not a complete game until those things are flowing better.
I won't turn this into a philosophical meditation on the difficulty of game development, but it's just a continual game of whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
It's because you know, the mistake that often gets made, and this has nothing to do with audio, this has to do with all game bugs, is you think one bug has one cause, and it doesn't. One bug can have 7 causes, and you fix 1, you fix 2, you fix 3, and then you find out the 4th fix actually caused a 9th cause of it that didn't exist prior. And so like this, it's this continual chase. It starts to. You start to feel a little like Wile E. Coyote, you know, chasing the Roadrunner after a while. You never stop.
Also, game dev is a giant organism where we're not working in a vacuum or we're independent of any of the other departments. It's like lots of termites going around doing their business, and you know, and we all have to work together. And
you never stop. You never
and we're live.
You never stop. You never give up. You do one, then the other, and the other. You put things in priority order. Like you're saying, you say, we got to do this first, we got to do this first, we got to do this first. You get to things in their time, and it's frustrating. Again, I don't know why I'm suddenly turning this into a meditation on game development as a whole, but you know, I've often said that, you know, every frustration that players feel about any game is usually felt by those developers, you know, 3 to 6 weeks earlier. And it's like this, we wish we could do everything all at once, and we just can't. So it's just this, we stay vigilant, we bring in new people when necessary, we reevaluate process, we continuously try to improve so we can do more and more every year, and you just keep working at it.
I mean, for vehicles, you know, we're bringing out a lot of vehicles all the time, and the most important thing is I want to make sure the vehicles come out better and better each time. And I'm always looking for space in the schedules to change the legacy stuff.
Yeah.
You know, there's plenty of vehicles that need to come up to scratch as soon as possible. I want, you know, I want the vehicles department to be the one that, you know, gets the most attention first, and I want it to be almost like it's a perfect game being hosted by Star Citizen. That, you know, because that's what we're about. We're about releasing vehicles that work. They don't need to go back to the garage to be fixed. I want them to go out well.
Yes, because that is
and
always
perfect.
a bit irritating.
And then all of these systemic and legacy problems will be fixed the more we escalate the successes.
We got about 15 minutes left.
Okay.
What's more fun for you? This is from Kilowurst. Kilowurst. What's more fun for you? Creating crappy sounds for Drake. Love the Clipper door. It's really nice, by the way. Or clean sounds. Clean, nice sounds, like for Origin or Crusader.
Drake. I think we all agree.
Of course,
it's,
my
it's
brother
really fun to
loved
make
that part.
the kind of crappy sounds. I don't want to say crappy, but like, I don't know. It's just more. It's a lot more fun making creaky doors and
industrial,
things. Also, Origin
just
stuff like
worn
that,
out.
the high-end stuff's actually really quite difficult to design for. It's like a lot of soft sounds, and when you're using a lot of soft sounds, you can't really convey weight properly for like components. So you might have a big door that you just can't really convey properly just because it needs to be high tech.
We've not actually done an Origin.
I was going to say, Josh, how long have you been here?
8 months.
8 months. Okay, so you guys have never worked on an Origin ship. We haven't had an Origin ship since what, 2021?
Long time.
Oh, what? No, was that the 400 or the 400i? Was 2021? We do have a new Origin ship this year, though. So you guys will get to you have a new Origin ship in the next 3 months. So.
So again,
say
are
some
they
stuff.
talking about the G12 or an actual
you
new
guys will get your
ship?
first your first crack at Origin, and getting to revitalize that. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So-
I think you guys agree, though, right? I mean, I know Josh does. Like, he likes Drake. Speaking the crappy.
I do like, Drake, and then also the Drake plus Shiv,
Oh, the
which is
Shiv,
even
yeah. The Golf.
Jesus.
crappier.
No, Grays.
Grays.
Yeah.
Grays.
That one's a fun one.
It's. I usually tell people, if you're a sci-fi fan, you usually fall into one or two categories. Pick your Philip K. Dick. You're either a Minority Report or you're a Blade Runner. Kind of thing. Do you like the pristine, gorgeous, perfect future? Or do you like the used? I'm a Blade Runner guy. I like Drake a lot. I like Drake a lot.
Same.
But I mean, a really nice Origin ship would be appreciated.
A nice multi-role Origin, maybe?
And we're gonna get one in a couple
Generalist?
months.
Okay.
How do you know?
What's the weirdest? This is from Mixed Spaz. What is the weirdest thing you use to make a vehicle sound?
I think it's the bowl of stuff again.
Bowl of goop.
The putty and spaghetti and...
Yeah, we went shopping to an actual supermarket and a bunch of toy stores, and we gathered a whole bunch of just weird things that make weird sounds, basically, and then we slowly started by recording them individually, and then within, I don't know, half an hour, it turned into everything coming together in this goo of soup of I don't know, beans and lettuce and
Stew,
celery
perhaps.
and a bunch of toys, just everything all mashed together, and then we were just making the weirdest possible sounds.
gotta get
And
a
they
chair.
most of them made it into the Stinger's ambience, actually. So if you play with the Stinger, you can hear different ambience when the ship's system power is off. So it's gonna feel like a little bit the ship is not doing too much, but when you turn on the system power, it'll kind of come alive,
Don't
and
get me started on the
you'll
Stinger.
feel this organism coming to life, and a bunch of the sounds that we made that day is actually in there.
I also there's a ship I'm working on at the moment where the sort of thruster, we call it blaff. I don't know if that's an actual
I'm sorry. What was the word?
blaff, like the
Blaff?
sound of this blaff, like laugh.
I haven't heard of it.
I think it's just an internal
Is that an internal thing?
I'm pretty sure
It's the sound of thruster fire.
It's called blaff.
I think we just
blaff.
came up with a
Blaff?
stupid audio word for it.
I think Alex told me, and I think maybe he
Yeah.
was having a joke with me. I don't know. But anyway, there's a ship I'm working on at the moment that I wanted to sound particularly dirty. So
Particularly
used
Blaffy.
Blarfy.
Blarfy, yeah.
So that was entirely made up of leather recordings.
I'm sorry. Right.
I'm making the connections in my head.
I'm
as
sorry.
saying it.
You had a ship weapon you wanted to sound particularly bloff, so you used leather.
Yeah.
Not weapon.
No weapon. Thrusters.
Thrusters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's better. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Ship thruster that you wanted to sound bloff.
Blarfy.
Bloffy.
Yeah.
Do you guys do ship weapons?
It's handled, well, weapons are separate from ships, so they're actually handled.
Joe Cooper does
By Joe
our
Cooper,
weapons. And he's revamping the system, actually.
Yes, he is. He is indeed.
So he's coming up with a new system for weapons. So they have better impact and more presence, more punch and more kick.
Yeah, you notice a lot of the new weapons
Yeah.
sound a lot better. Like the Alpha Wolf
Alpha Wolf.
weapons are particularly nice. But we're aware that some of them sound a little on the muted side. But it's
That's probably because he's, we're undoing the system. It's like taking the wallpaper off a room before you re-wallpaper, isn't it? It's going to sound. So there's going to be a dip in quality before it gets. Did you like that one? The wallpaper one. It's going to get better, but it's gone quieter first, and then he's going to increase the experience of the weapon significantly, which is quite exciting.
On the topic of weird things, though, that go into our sounds, we do have a ritual where we put animal sounds in the toilets. So if there's ever a toilet extend, when you pull the toilets out, when you interact with the toilet and it comes up,
Yeah.
there's always an animal in it. So I think, I can't remember what ship I did it on, but there's a gorilla in the toilet. I can't remember the one that you told me before.
I'd have you sectioned if you said that to me at the bus stop.
There's a gorilla in the toilet.
That would be a good album name for it.
Gorilla in the toilet. Okay.
So yeah, there's that.
I mean, look at
I
Jared.
like to
He's
do
just like,
silly things like that. I mean, it's all processed. You wouldn't be able to tell it's a gorilla,
put a
but
goose
there's one.
piss in a door. But I thought it was the door that we had to do it on, not the actual toilet, which I only learnt
I
today.
think it's just any part of the toilet, I guess.
Just any part of the toilet. Stick a gorilla in there. Hey, who hasn't stuck a gorilla in a toilet? What are the audio team's favorites when it comes to sound design? Oh, I guess your favorite ship, I suppose.
I think everyone liked the Wolf, right? I think that was Josh who did the thrusters for that.
I'm not allowed to say that.
I think, engine-wise, I think that was everyone liked that. I think he set the bar. Thanks, Josh, for making us work harder. No, but Josh did a really good job on that. It was really good.
I think for me, well, for different reasons, the Stinger sounds really good.
Yeah.
Perseus, Paladin, they all sound good. I don't have a favourite.
I like the ship. Like it's just so readily and like it feels reactive to the way you ride the ship, fly the ship. It just feels everything is about to fall apart, and that's how it exactly should sound like.
Thank you.
I mean, if you're talking about the ship, it does look like it's
And what
about
are you
to fall
guys
apart.
working on now?
Ships.
Some ships.
Particular origin ship that you were talking about.
I thought maybe
That's one.
I could trick him.
No.
Maybe
There are a lot we're working on.
Yeah, there
actually
is.
at the moment.
There is.
I mean, this is only 4 of the team. There's Ilya and Jack and Nathan as well.
Yeah.
So this is just 3 of the 6 people. So I mean, we're doing a significant amount of ships.
on the ship audio team, it's I want to be careful. I think when we put the thread up, we said audio team, and when we named the stream, we said audio team. I think when we made the thumbnail, we probably said audio team. It should realistically have been ship audio team. So maybe we see if size around if that maybe there's a chance of getting that updated. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, when you say, just to clarify, like when you say there's only 6 people on the team, and whatever.
Ship audio,
The
yeah,
ship,
yeah.
the ship audio.
Yeah.
Ship audio team. So you're working on an unannounced origin. Mm-hmm. What are you working on?
Unannounced. Okay.
Not the name, just you give us the
There you
brand.
go.
What are you working on, Josh?
A Drake ship.
A Drake ship?
Oh.
All right, I know what that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we all know what that is.
Sizable. Yeah.
All right, okay. And what about you, Jan?
See, how catches that.
Working on Aegis.
You're working on an Aegis.
Yeah. Very fun.
Oh, right.
I'm having a lot of fun with this one.
An Aegis ship,
particularly.
okay.
Well, you know, it's a shark with a freaking laser beam on it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that a freaking shark with freaking laser
we got
beam?
time for a couple more questions. Let's have a little fun before we get going. What was there was a fun one in here.
They're all fun.
God, you know this is going to come out. Simon, this is probably more for you.
Was it?
Horns.
Oh yes, horns.
Every single we're gonna do the greatest hits of,
Bill would
of
love
every
horns.
shot of
Bill's
every
not here.
audio show here. Horns. Give our ships horns. You know, we don't have enough keybinds in this game. I'm sure we can find a Control Alt Function 3 that would allow us to have horns. Come on, give us horns.
Okay, will we be hearing those horns in space?
Exactly.
Because they're there already.
None of the actual ships, but
What if it's like a ship-to-ship communication
Vehicles.
system that just
I think that's a great idea. I mean, we've got
horns?
plenty
Come
of
on. La
scope for that, of
cucaracha,
course.
la cucaracha. You know, like this ship horns. Ship horns.
I think it's a good, yes. I want them. I can't promise them at the moment, but yeah,
Oh,
of course it'd be
jeez.
fantastic.
Ship
The other
horns.
long time as a Tannoy system. You know, the ability, this is your captain speaking, you know, to be able to communicate to everybody in the ship. It's probably the oldest of ship-related.
Yeah, I'm looking at that and ATC stuff, so air traffic control things, and much more information
Okay.
coming from the dashboard. From actually when you're flying, I want there to be more kind of call outs and sort of locational based ATCs. And I mean, people have asked about radio stations. I can't kind of validate that at the moment because
Yeah.
that will be part of the ship experience. Yes, of course, we'll be having those.
So let's see, the Hall of Fame ones are the horn, the Tannoy system, being able to communicate with everybody in your ship, give an announcement, general quarters, red alert, yellow
Yeah.
alert, whatever, you know, being able to set station on your ship. Anything?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, honestly,
Of
that
course.
seems like it would only be really something
what's
used more for
what's Dustin messaging me
again,
on?
your
Dustin usually doesn't
large
message me.
capital
Ah,
ships if you've
yes.
got a full crew.
Can't talk about that. Finally, this is you haven't been on for ages. This is your first show and stuff, and it's. Who knows when we're going to have you on again? It's been a while. What do you want people to know? What do you want people to understand about ship audio? That's our focus today. It's the ship audio team. We're talking about ship audio. When people walk away from this show, and they're like, "Wow, I can't wait for Simon's hair to go in game."
What's left of it.
What do you want them to walk away with?
Shut your eyes, and then when you hear a sound of a ship, you know which ship that is. You know which manufacturer it is. You know the voice that's used in that ship, that's from that ship and that manufacturer. So that's the dream scenario that we get. What's called an earworm is something you memorize and you know is the sound of. I
Okay.
can make many references from other films and games, but fundamentally that would be the dream scenario. You close your eyes, you know that ship's behind you. And indeed, we have to do that with 360-degree audio. You need to hear it first before you see it. So that's the dream scenario. And that's a whole topic in itself. How we're going to be bringing bespoke sound to each manufacturer. How we're going to play with sound in order to. How do we achieve the sound of, luxury leather compared with the sound of a plastic
luxury.
tractor seat? Do you know what I mean? How do we do that sonically? There's absolutely no time to talk about that, but we do want to kind of grade the sonic experience by the price of the ship and the quality of the ship, the weight of the ship, and the function of the ship. But the most dreamlike thing for me, shut your eyes and you know what you're listening to.
That includes ships that you're in and ships that are flying past you.
Yes, yeah.
I want people to know that we are listening. Like, there's a lot of suggestions that people come out with, like ship horns, and we have talked about it. And actually a better example would be ship flybys. We actually pushed the priority right up for that because we really wanted that, and I know that the community really wanted that too.
And
we are listening. Like, we're here. Yeah. we're here to improve the experience for you on audio. You know, not like we want these things too. Sometimes it does just take time. Like, and we are blocked by other things. Like, we do need some code support for a lot of stuff. But you know, we are that we discuss a lot of the things that were asked today internally, and we are changing priorities for things like the flybys, for instance. It just takes some time.
Anybody want to add anything?
Yeah, I would say, again, the fact that this is a live service game and our work constantly comes out and we get to see the players' reaction. It's a pretty nice feeling. It's like very validating, and seeing the positive feedback kind of gives us more motivation. And when we see things like, I really like the engine on sound, or when you land the ship, it kind of gives us that extra motivation to keep the standard at least at that level, or push it even beyond, so people experience those nice moments time and time again. Yeah.
You compare the shipped audio experience where it was a year ago to what it is now. We want to do that again the next year and again. So we just constantly push
Get better and better and better.
Yans89 in the chat says, ship audio is in polish surely for Squadron 42. How can they be playing this? The simple answer to that is single player versus multiplayer, my friend. It's a whole different bag of hammers. When you have to include networking, and in a single player game, you control where the camera is at all times and where everything else is. Things don't have to be nearly as systemic in a single player game as they do in a multiplayer game. So it's a wildly different beast, and we struggle with every team, not just audio team. Every discipline in the company struggles with, oh, we can have this solution here, but it doesn't quite work here, and it's like that. So don't let anything that's said today about the Star Citizenship audio team and whatnot hold wildly different beast. All right. That's it for the show, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
All right,
with us.
yeah, that.
Thank you for having me.
I've had a soft spot for. I always have a soft spot for it. So anytime we can get you on here, I do still want to do that longer form show at some point. I just got to find 5 minutes in anybody's schedules in order to do it. What's going on right now? Like, in the game, Lunar New Year is still going on. There's an Origin promotion happening at the moment.
Again, that was so ridiculous.
There was something I was supposed to promote here.
New release?
I've lost it. I'm doing bad marketing right now. There's something I'm supposed to promote here, and I've lost it. Oh well. I'm sure I'll hear about it. Anybody want to mention? Anybody want to ping me right now? Who's watching? Like, Jared, you're supposed to say this. Nope. All right, so that's it. Simon, Tristan, Jan, Joshua, thank you so much for taking the time to be here on the show with us. Come back next week. We have the one, the only Sean Tracy. We're going one-on-one with Sean. The question thread will go up on Spectrum tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. Always a fun one when we have the Canadian Destroyer in. Thank you, guys. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so yeah, that was a little bit of a slog to get through. Again, if I started drifting, my apologies. Hopefully the Tech Talk one won't be so, I hate to say it, kind of boring. I mean, it was interesting in itself, but just not, anything talked about that was really capturing me, except for, like I said, okay, Jared did say at first, because again, I had heard some other people, obviously, since this is like a week late, I'd heard some commentary and stuff, and, my org mates talking in the group. So, I knew the origin of it all. But I was like, okay, are they talking G12 or is it a new ship or whatever? And we were kind of back and forth. But, Jared said unannounced. So that means we're getting G12 and something else. Cool. Aegis ship, whatever that might be. For Drake, that is obviously, why am I forgetting the name? Has its regular version and the assault. The fact that I have to look this up right now shows up. My brain really is fried, and I bet as I'm looking it up, it'll come to me. The big ass Drake ship that my brother and Lisa, my workmates, that they're, waiting on pins and needles to see. Drake. Do. We'll just go to Drake ships that are not available right now. Where are you? Ironclad. Yes. Okay. So yeah, that Drake ship, the Ironclad, definitely. Unless they also have an unannounced one that he was referring to, but I'm pretty sure that was the Ironclad. But yeah, always good to hear any information about new ships or new things coming. As when I do the next one shortly, because I'm gonna get me something to eat first. Tech Talk hopefully will touch a bit more on the things that are supposed to be coming out in 4.7, which is, I believe, the Depths in Levski, from sneak peek pictures release. Look like the Aurora Mark II is coming with the next patch, and we'll see what else. So that is my thoughts and my reactions to the second half of the ship sound Star Citizen Live. As always, feel free to share, subscribe. Hopefully, give me a like if you like my content. Those of you who have subscribed, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hit the notification button so you know when I drop something new. If you feel so inclined, leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts on whatever. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace.